here we are with our final day with Rafa Nadal, who won again for the second time Wimbledon, and I'm here again with Flink, who hasn't won Wimbledon, but he's trying to beat me at the US Open. Is that what you expect?
That's what I'm anticipating. Yeah. A straight set victory at the US Open.
Okay, well, you will play at home.
Okay.
So, what happened today? I mean, Rafa Nadal won quite easily, I would say. 3 sets, only 4 break points, and Berdic was unable to take advantage of it.
Absolutely. I think the match unfolded in a predictable fashion because I thought all along that Berdic would have a lot of trouble dealing with Nadal's wide slice serve to his two-handed backhand. He never could come to terms with that serve the entire match. Nadal got a lot of free points off that serve. Then when he did have those 4 break points, Berdic was a little bit tight, but Nadal just doesn't give you anything in those situations. And then he returned well when he had to get a lot of returns back into play, and at the end of the second and third sets, when everything was really coming to an important stage, Nadal produced when he had to get the break at the end of the second set for 7-5, and the same thing with Berdic serving at 4-5 in the third.
Yeah, I think that especially on the last break point, Berdic was a little tense because he missed an easy backhand that at that point he shouldn't have missed. I mean, because when you have a chance against Nadal, you must take advantage of it.
Yeah, I think he was too aware of that too, because he just felt like he had to come up with and try to make an extra good shot. You try to do something that's beyond your capabilities at that moment instead of playing a solid point. And he did press. I agree with you. He got very tight there.
Well, Nadal just said in the interview after the match that his most difficult moment was when he felt some problems to the knee against Pechner, and that he wasn't really worried later on. His worst moment were probably also with Soderling, and at the beginning of the tournament more than at the end. That sounds a little bit as a surprise, no?
It is a little surprising. I mean, I didn't think he should have ever gone 5 with Pechner or Haase before that. There were 2 5-setters in a row where he had some bad patches, and then there was a tough 4-setter with Soderling. He didn't serve the 3rd set out, and it went to a tiebreak. Played well in the tiebreak, got through at 6-1 in the 4th. But then, from that point on, he just picked it right up, and his last 3 matches, you couldn't really fault him.
Well, quite strange that since 1980, when Borg won both Paris and Wimbledon, nobody was capable to win these 2 tournaments in a row. Then suddenly, 2 years ago, Nadal, then last year Federer, and now this year again Nadal. I mean,
it's the toughest achievement in tennis, and as you said, 3 straight years. Now that's something Borg did alone for 3 straight years, 78 to 80. But for these 2 guys to have accomplished it, and Nadal to bounce back from the terrible plight he was in a year ago, where he lost to Soderling at the French Open and couldn't even play Wimbledon, and then now to be in the position he is now as the clear-cut #1 player in the world, having taken the world's premier clay and grass court titles, he's got to be pretty gratified about that.
Now we have to wait what will happen at the US Open, because there is only 1 slam missing for Rafa Nadal. He won everywhere else, but at the US Open he has never produced his best. What do you expect?
It's funny, I just wrote in my Tennis Channel column for the website that I believe that Nadal is going to win the US Open. I think he's going to come in with tremendous confidence this year. He's had his chances there. He's been in the semifinals there the last couple of years, but last year he caught Del Potro at his very best, and he wasn't really ready for that match and lost in straight sets. And the year before, when he was a bit weary, having won the Olympics over the summer, he lost in 4 sets to Andy Murray. I believe this time he'll come in fresh, eager, and most importantly, supremely confident.
Well, I'll try to come also fresh, confident in order to beat you at the US Open with our pronostic just before the match starts.
I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, ciao Steve. Thanks for coming every time. He's a good friend and he's a great expert.